Okay, starting off with this warm-up for a hinge prep. Typically like to do this before any type of session that has heavy pulling or fast pulling from the floor. We start off with Barbell King Squats. Even though the King Squat is technically a squat, I like to use this movement mainly because it allows me to focus on setting the midline with really strong hip flexion focus. So getting a good hamstring stretch, focus on keeping the lower back flat. As you can see here, I'm trying to create an arch in the upper back, keep everything flat through the midline. And this allows me to kind of open up my hips as I start to kind of prepare to pull from the floor. Next movement, moving into walking A marches. This is more of like a track style sprint movement that I like to use for hinging prep, mainly because, again, like activating hip flexion, getting lower abs prepared, working on hip flexors engaging, and working on a little bit of hip dissociation, which allows me to just basically open up my hips as I'm folding forward and getting down to the ground to pull from the floor. Second is basically a progression from a walking A march. It's a walking B march. Again, working on hip flexion, hamstring length, getting some tension through in range. So again, driving the knee up, fully extending at in range. If you watch like a track sprinter, they'll probably perform this much better, but for me this works really well because I flex the hip, I extend the knee, and this puts a lot of tension in my hamstrings at in range. Always helps me feel really prepared when I'm pulling from the ground. And then I'll finish off with a set of Russian kettlebell swings just to work on strong hip drive, working through a good hip hinge with some dynamic speed. And then again, just kind of working on priming the CNS a little bit for a powerful pull